What's going on, YouTube? This is your melanated warrior, Heavyweight Heinous, and this is another installment of Facts Over Feelings. Leave your feelings at the door so we can get to the facts. And before we get off into it, I just want to give a shout out to all you melanated gods and goddesses, and I hope that you're doing well in these very challenging and troubling times, right, to say the least. You know, if you're like me, I think that the most discouraging part about this time period is that with everything that's going on, you wonder, you sit back and you're like, what will it take for black people in particular to love one another again? Really, just on real shit. Or to at least respect one another. Now, and we already know that this is a surface level conversation, because underneath we know that there are small pockets of resistance, right? There are representations of black love that exists, and we see it all the time. But we choose to continue to keep parroting the same outlooks and the same arguments from individuals who have become self-proclaimed leaders and experts at the end, in regards to the black paradox. But they have not really truly been legitimized by us. And we know that. A lot of times we say that, but faith without works is dead. And so much so, the same thing could be said with intelligence. Intelligence without works is dead. If you can't see, this is the thing, like I'm telling brothers and sisters, like we know, even with those who analyze our situation, they paint it with such a broad brush, and they sit up there and talk about, slavery, the civil rights movement, everything else that happened, but what are you doing? Because what you have to understand, the Blancos have even told you, they've said this numerous times, and tell me if I'm wrong. They've told you, they like, the only way we giving this up. Notice what you're seeing from the so-called quote-unquote capital siege. Our country. Notice listen to the rhetoric. So essentially what black men and black women are saying, especially black women in particular, because I want you to know the argument. What you're saying is, if the black man get on his feet, the only way, the white man is already, the Blancos have already told you, the only way that the black man can get on his feet and be seen as equal to me is if he take this country from me. Because to take the country, remind you what the fight is. It's position. And if you upset that positioning, then of course this is the end result. This is what you're going to get. You're not going to get what you desire without taking the country itself. And we all know what that's going to end up. And then, so I'm going to go off. Don't trust me. I'm not, look, because this is going to be very important, and I'm not going to make light of it by appearing to be, one-sided, or even because that's not what's going to happen. Because unfortunately, a lot of us are always rooting for our team. Look, because I'm on Team Black Man. I see black women, they're on Team Black Women, of course. But then we have to understand that there is no team that is greater than the game. Life is the game, which is more important than Team Black Man and Team Black Woman. Remember, we talk about, they calling this the sixth wave of extinction. Every day, hundreds of species go extinct simply because of the system that we're sitting up here trying to be a part of. He even knows. That's why it was ridiculous when I even heard some sister talking about, the black man's trying to be like the white man. The white man is running from the white man and his so-called empire that he's built up, that you think that you should be an intricate or intimate part of, and yet it's something that he's abandoning. He's abandoning ship. Take a look at all of his works. The Ponzi scheme that he talks about, more or less being, structured and set into place and given legitimacy by what we call the Federal Reserve. How his money is backed by nothing. How he's trillions of dollars in debt. Look at the hypocrisy. Somebody telling you how no good you are because you in debt and he in debt. Trillions of dollars. This is insane. And most people who think, oh yeah, then you gotta buy gold. What did the Blancos show you in the 1930s? I take your gold from you. Look, this is, like I said, I liken it to the Titanic. On a sinking ship and black people arguing and bickering with one another. Water neck high. We ain't even using our arms to swim. We're using them to point at each other. The thing is that we don't understand what our gift is. Because remember what I said before, as long as you argue the matrix with them Blancos, they will always be able to have a 2-hour, 3-hour, week-long discussion with you. But when you talk about nature and melanin, that conversation wouldn't last 30 seconds. Because nature brings about order through color. What do we say? You go outside and, the sky is orange or purple or red. It would be out of order. If the grass was purple or pink when you walk, it would be out of order. You would think something was wrong. And they are the ones who articulated through their science when Mendel was talking about the dominant and the recessive. And what happens when melanin comes into play. Because that's how it brings about order. Why would the Most High not give you melanin if you are to be here around a radiation source called the sun? Why would we want to, or why would the Most High want us to be a part of a system that is blocking out its sun? Exhibit A. Let's touch down. Let's touch down on Exhibit A. Let me show you so then you can stop putting yourself, or you can stop participating in rituals, or stop participating in the efforts to destroy a magnificent creation. You are a spiritual being. Get out of the matrix. Look. Let me show you what they're doing. Let me show you how this destroys the Blancos' argument about, oh, well, why, what do you think it's not so bad? Blacks have been able to do this, blacks have been able to do that. If you block out our sun, how are you helping us? You know that we need our sun. Come on, man. Exhibit A, man. Exhibit A, bro. So, I'm going to play a clip for you. And I want you to look at all the explanation that they give. And then look how they, like I said before, the language that they use to try to make it make sense to us. Right? Let's go. Let's get it. Like I said, 1976 Copyright Act, Section 107. Purpose of education and commentary.
$5 million from Leonardo DiCaprio. 10 million pounds from the UK. Meanwhile, Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial.
Blocking the sun. Highly controversial, but you're already doing it.
Experiencing these climate impacts before someone gets desperate and says, hey, we need to cool the planet with solar geoengineering.
Solar geoengineering.
Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth. Back in 1991, Mount Pinatubo erupted in the Philippines. It was the largest eruption to affect a densely populated area, creating avalanches and giant mud flows that left more than 700 dead and 30,000 homeless. It also spewed a cloud of 20 million tons of sulfur dioxide particles into the stratosphere. That chemical cloud was hundreds of miles across and reflected about 2% of sunlight back to space. And in 1992, the Earth was cooler than in 1991.
That is part of the mechanism.
See? Cooler in 1992. And all that devastation. People lost their lives. Yeah, that happened. But guess what happened? Guess what they kept track of? Oh, the Earth was cooler. The Earth was cooler. See, right then, ash, volcanic ash, cooling. See, they had no complaints. It wasn't about, pollution or anything like that. It was about, what they got from it was, oh my goodness, the Earth was cool. Now notice in that movie, 2012, what was the first cataclysmic, event in that movie? It was a volcanic eruption. Notice that the Ring of Fire. Remember what I was talking about? The volcanoes, their Vulcan got wrong. Remember tying it all together. I know a lot of people may think that obviously that's, I'm reaching in different areas, but those who have been with me and walking with me for a minute, you know exactly what I'm talking about right now. And now you understand what I was alluding to when I was talking about their mountains and why they are always walking up to the mountain, because that may be exactly what, and I don't wish that and I don't hope that. But you have to understand that will help and aid in accelerating blocking out the sun. A volcanic eruption. Because they know it works. So I ask you, Blancos, who's watching, how does that help people of color? How does that help this environment? And whether you're with it or not, it doesn't matter. Even if you go about saying, well, okay, we have no problem. What are you going to do about the people that's challenging the way that nature has already put things into play? What do you say to them? Are you going to stop them from shooting their planes up in the sky, crisscrossing, blocking out the sun? They say the sun is the problem. The sun don't have these CAFOs, concentrated animal feeding operations, millions of cows and all dumping all of this oil and creating all of this distress and destroying ecosystems. That's not the sun doing that. So the sun has to pay for what man has done? Are you kidding me? I'm so emotional about my son. That's my son. That's why I'm telling you, black people, the ship is sinking. Matter of fact, let me show you. Remember, look, we talked about how, and I'm just venting. This is just going to be venting. I don't even care if it makes sense to people. We talked about how that, we esteem them too much. That's the problem with when people keep talking about white superiority, white supremacy. Like, I agree with the sister who's a very powerful sister, and I'm gonna give a shout out because she does a really good job on the show, Queen Abadiah Shakur. And like she said, so-called white supremacy, because it really truly doesn't exist when we argue nature. When you argue the matrix, they'll argue all day with you, like I said. But when you talk about melanin, when you talk about nature, when you talk about the sun, that discussion doesn't last 30 seconds. And so we esteem them. And he talked about all his ships and how he came here. How? Remember we talked about Christopher Columbus? On the 4 voyages that he went on, he crashed 9 ships. They didn't have seafaring capabilities. Look at their manifest, who they came over. Look at Jamestown. Just there wasn't much of them. So how did they spread disease? You can't just always think about, they spread it through the smallpox, because remember, their guns wasn't shit at the time. Their guns were not shit at the time. So how was he able to infiltrate so fast? I'm glad you asked. See, I'm about to break the doors down, man. Let's show you what you're dealing with. Let's show you that you've been dealing with an individual that is exceptional at biological and chemical warfare. Pull up this receipt right quick. Like I said, 1976 Copyright Act, Section 107. All right, let's get it.
All right, lock and load, boys, lock and load. These animals are not your bedtime story animals. They're not Charlotte's Web by any means.
He's a bigot. He is a bigot.
They are aggressive, they are disgusting, and they will absolutely destroy everything they come in contact with.
We'll try any way possible to get rid of the pigs. It's a very serious issue with us.
Turn to your right, right, straight in front of you. You want to shoot that leader.
Wild hogs are one of the most destructive invasive species in the U.S. European explorers brought them here as food, and the population exploded.
They have no natural predators after about 2 weeks of life. They breed very quickly.
Today, there's somewhere around 6 to 9 million feral hogs nationwide.
They destroy just about everything. Native vegetation, native animals.
They tear up crops.
They carry diseases that can be contracted by our livestock.
Hogs eat endangered species like sea turtles and Houston toads. They destroy property, cause car crashes, and can infect humans with diseases like E. coli.
It's a serious problem, in my opinion.
Feral hogs take the blame for about 1 point.
Did you hear that? Now the Europeans brought it over here. It destroys the ecosystem, spreads disease, had no natural predators after 2 weeks of age, and yet the European was eating it, brought it over for food. You heard it from their mouth. Spreading disease, biological and chemical warfare. They knew it. That's why they hunting it now. Once they establish themselves, oh, it's out of control. See, when you use a weapon, many times it doesn't mean that you have the power to control that weapon, especially if it's a biological and chemical weapon. You know, it's just, it's sad that we don't understand that we have a gift. And I don't know, it's like my man, he put out this video, you know, talking about how we're so disillusioned, you know, because we don't want to see what's hidden in plain sight, right? And we already talk about that enough. So I want to give a shout out to fam and stuff for putting this together, you know, and he expressed the same sentiments. Like, look, man, we got to start waking up. And I love how he's doing that on this platform, because, you know, a lot of these cats are so into sports, so into the bread and circus, that we're not looking at what's right in front of us. And at some point in time, we got to like, man, fuck these sports, man, fuck entertainment. You know, just like it was old boy who, I think it's called the Star Report or something like that. Is he's based off in Atlanta, and he was like, I'm so upset with Kyrie Irving. He's a bitch, and blah, blah, blah. You know, he talking all this New York garbage. You know, I'm just, and no offense to New York niggas, I'm just like, you know, when niggas talk garbage, it's like, you know, Michigan, we could be on our shit, we could be talking, that's some garbage. Because, see, what you didn't understand, because you still on the surface, you a surface level thinking nigga, what you didn't understand was that Kyrie don't want to take that shot. He don't want to take the jab. He was trying to back out of the NBA. Oh, because you know they coming for them niggas. They know see, the thing is that they want to trip and act like, look, let me play some, look, because first let's go back, let's double back. See, first my man, he wanted to show you that this is what was happening to, our sports stars, whether from the past or the present. They'll have to be participate in this ritual to convince you. Now I'm gonna start this at the 13-minute mark for fam. This is shouts out to him. And then obviously I'm gonna put his link in. But this is Champ side.
Thought it was a game. So again, we couldn't tell you what the fuck is in that shit. Period, nigga. We don't fucking know. Period. I don't care what the article said. That's what you dumb niggas. The article reported at 3:07 says, nigga, I didn't ask you all that. What your eyes see? Okay, so now I'm gonna let this run. This is basically the last things that Hank Aaron said to the world. Facts, man. Listen, bruh. That's the problem, man. People don't want to listen. Now, if you got something to say, super chat that shit, and I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna read it back, and then I can respond to it. But right now, nigga, I'm controlling the show right now because that's what I need to do at this time and space. Because obviously, where the hell else have y'all heard this information, huh? Anybody seen this video today? How about on ESPN, nigga? Press 1, huh? If this is the first time you seeing this shit, press 1 right now. Everybody in the damn chat. Like I said, people want to talk about bullshit, nigga, huh? I'm bringing you the real shit. Press 1. If this is the first time you seen this today, press 1. Like I said, I seen a million articles. I seen a million RIPs. I've seen everything. Huh? That must be that delay. I must be on a delay. I'm on a delay. It gotta be. That delay something serious. There it go. There it go. Here it come. Here it come. Okay, cool. All right, y'all. Okay, we alive then. Okay. I gotta make sure I ain't talking to robots, man. You know what I'm saying? So let me let this play real quick. Again, I'm like I said, I'm the one who gonna ride when one of us fall, nigga. Y'all the ones that's gonna cry when one of us fall and let the shit slide when one of us fall. Press 1. Whew. Them is some bars right there, nigga. I should have been a rapper.
This nigga wild.
I'm pressure on my E. I'm pressure on my E, bitch. I'm pressure on my E. Champ side. You gonna be alright. Lock up the puppets, man.
They don't even get it. I post this shit and these fools come on my shit reporting CDC shit. They come on my shit reporting this, reporting that. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You didn't even know about this. And I didn't tell you what happened. I'm just telling you to look and see, fool, and see what you see.
Makes me feel wonderful. I don't have any qualms about it at all. Makes me feel wonderful. I don't have any qualms about it at all. You know, I feel quite proud of myself of doing something like this. You know, it's just a small thing that can help zillions of people in this country.
Why is this area?
Wow.
So basically what the brother was exposing, that Hank Aaron got the jab 2 weeks before he passed away. And now see, like he said, now think about this. Now they videotaped it for a reason. In order to do what? Increase confidence amongst the communities that are at higher risk. And yet, when he passed away, they didn't say nothing. No more video. Look, let me show you how stupid they think you is. Just play a little bit of this.
Charles Barkley is trending right now after he made the controversial comment last night on TNT that professional athletes should jump to the front of the line for the COVID vaccine. And here's what he had to say.
I think they should let the NBA players and coaches all get the vaccine. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think you can put the healthiest people in the world. We're talking at the front of the line. We need 300 million shots. I've given 1,000 to some NBA players. What about NFL? NFL. I'm just getting ready to say NFL players, hockey players.
Now we already know that's a dumb nigga. This is a dumb nigga. You know, we not. I mean, come on. But the thing is, think about all these dots. All right, Charles Barkley talking this shit. Now remember we told you about the dot of Kyrie Irving, him trying to back out. Okay, the league said get your ass back in there because we might use you. Get ready. And then ain't it crazy because remember, like I said, this is how they think you stupid, is because in my opinion, they should get the shot. They was the first ones with it. Russell Westbrook, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Kevin Durant. Must we go on? Of course, give them the shot. They want the shot, give them the jab. And why you acting like one time? Oh, 300 million shots. No, see, you're being misleading. Because even the CDC has told us that it'd be more than one jab. The first one is only 50% effective, they claim. So that's what I'm saying, man. You got to, come on now. Playing games with you. And ain't it ironic? Ain't it ironic that this Charles Barkley was also a part of a movie called Space Jam in 1996 where the NBA suspended gameplay due to a virus? But I'm pretty sure you already knew that because you know that the games that they play, right? I mean, the thing is that, like I said before, we have to understand who their allegiance is to, and we have to understand that it's not going to stop. Let me tell you how much credence they give the energy of these these animals and stuff like that. Even more so, like the tests have yet to even be validated. And this is deep. The tests have yet to even be found as accurate, right? But this is what they say is accurate. This is what they say is accurate. Let's go to another receipt. Because this is what they tell you is accurate.
They get ready to welcome back fans to the American Airlines Arena.
They're using new COVID-19 security measures. Local 10 sports director Will Manso is live this midday to explain. Will?
This one will surprise a lot of people. It is an interesting story with science behind it, yet the Heat taking that leap of faith and moving forward with literally going to the dogs when it comes to their COVID-19 protection program. Dogs that detect COVID-19 will be there at the entrance for the limited amount of fans that will return to games starting next Thursday. About 1,500 season ticket holders. That's right, the dogs will be there. They're highly trained. Heat working with the company for months now and learning more about this ability and the training of these dogs. If the dog gets right by you, you're fine. If the dog sits, that means it has detected COVID, and you and anyone in your party will have to leave the line and not be able to enter the game. Now, this protocol, again, has been studied for months by the Heat. It is something that they
said they studied it for months. Damn dogs are scientists now. Doctors and shit. Smell that shit on you. Oh, that was all the dog can smell. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Because we still, like we said, you already know what we talked about with the alchemical science. So we already know where we're going with this. I will chop somebody's head off if they bring that fraudulent neuroscience to me. I'm showing you exactly the relationship they have with these beings, right? And remember we talked about this is the reason why we're in this paradox right now, or walking around blindly in this paradox right now, is because we've accepted their worldview, which is their science. Okay? We already talked about that. And remember, one of the biggest examples of that was the movie Django. Remember when Leonardo DiCaprio character had talked about, he brought the skull out and said, in the science of phrenology. Remember, phrenology that science was proven to be fraudulent. Where it was based off the intelligence was said to be aligned with the bumps on the skull. Okay, but in the movie, if you don't know that about phrenology or the science phrenology, you wouldn't know that. And you would have been looking at that movie like, was black people brains associated with, and then mind you, that's in contrast to this thug image. Remember, the movie was pumping civility. That the black man is docile. He wanted to be a slave. Black women wanted to be slaves. Now all of a sudden we thugs and pimps and we out here anti-establishment. We're the face of crime. But before we was tap dancing and we do everything massa, we don't control our image. Now I'm gonna play something, and I just, I don't know if you even saw this, but this is just something good for the soul, man. I hope that, y'all take the likeness. This is Barnes, but this is for education. This brother put this shit right. So I hope y'all enjoy this.
And they got here and they were like, yo, we so happy we found this planet because we left all these black people here. Came to get them. Bring them back home to their home planet. Planet Black. But you pronounce it Black. They would take a census of all the black people in this region of the world. All the black people over here be like, yeah, we want to go back home to the planet Black. Go to Africa and talk to the Africans, and the Africans are like, come on, I see it. We are going to come as well. Yeah, we are coming with you. 2 days later, a ship 3 times the size of North America shows up. Nothing on TV for 2 weeks straight to black people. Rolling up transporters with their suitcases, partying. We leaving. Y'all can't come. Get off of me! Deontay! Today in sports, the New York Knicks beat the Boston Celtics 15-13 in an overtime.
But do you get it? And I just wanted to show that was for education, because I know black people, we really feel that. Like, what if it wasn't no more of us? We know if we really had the opportunity to be free, we'll leave these motherfuckers. We'll leave it right where it stood. But this is ours, and we the vanguards. FOF squad.